You ready?
Ready.
Let's go. So, okay, great. Then, Kid Be Kid, thank you for joining this Q&A. How was your performance?
You ask me?
I haven't had the chance. How did you feel in the performance, let's say? I'm pretty sure
I
it was
liked
amazing.
the performance.
Okay.
And I'm curious how people liked it, because it's so different if you watch it on a screen compared to watching it on a stage.
Yeah, of course. I've been watching you just on the screen right now because I've been watching your video on YouTube. So watching you live in here, I think will be the same because you have recorded a lot of live session on YouTube. You don't have video clip of you playing stuff and your music is on the background. You're playing your music in the video. So there's no filter,
Sure.
and that is really important. I have huge lot of questions for you because I'm very intrigued about your style and the music that you do. And your first debut album was sold out. And what was this album about? Why sold out? Or
Wow, long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, just a few years, but feels like long time ago, actually. The title song Sold Out, yeah. It's more about not physically things are sold out. It's more about each moment can be sold out. You have to take it in the moment.
Okay.
And the whole album, yeah, it plays with very little but deep sentences, and then I play with it as if it were samples, and I create different layers so that you can guess what the meaning behind these little sentences would be.
Yeah, because I read in your description that the concert that you gave have been defined intoxicating concerts. And I mean, how comes intoxicating concerts? That was something that is really surprised me as a definition.
I think my concerts, I don't know where you read that, but
that was on the description that on the MVMA. So
yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean that's how people feel and see and hear my music. For me, it's something else. I'm just in the music and I express my feelings, and I'm pretty busy with playing, and my brain is really my heart and my brain, everything is really deep into the music. So to ask me why the audience does feel it like that or does see it like that, I don't know. I can't answer.
Think from my point of view, I will define them awakening in a sense that you see there are so much more into music than just pop or jazz or electro or techno. You're mixing a lot of style together, which I find very fascinating because while you are saying those sentences, you're singing those sentences, then you're making sound with your voice, sound with your mouth, like pop beats or sound, and then you're making other sound and playing music on the background. This is a lot going on, and in a good way, a lot going on. But I have a couple. Sorry. How come? What influenced you to go that way?
I mean, I grew up with classical music because both of my parents, they used to be professional classical musicians. They played in orchestras and in theaters. And as a kid, I always went there, from the backstage, that they took me without paying from the backstage.
That's
and then
awesome.
I always, it's not a wonder that I'm a musician now, because I always saw these people on stage, and probably already there as a little kid, I thought, okay, I want to stand there one day. I want to be there too. Like, so this is how everything started. And then later I started to hate music school and everything, and I completely stopped.
Okay.
But then I discovered how nice it is to write my own songs. And I started to listen to neo-soul music, to Erykah Badu, to Lauryn Hill. And then later I discovered jazz music, Nina Simone. And then later I discovered Frank Ocean and Little Sims, like acts from different genres, but still there's something that they all have together, I think, and this is that they are all really authentic.
Yes,
like none of them is just using cliches to create music. Like all of them really use their own voice and their own taste to create music, and that's what I try to do as well.
And I heard a couple of songs that I want to ask you what's the meaning behind it, if I may. Like one of them is Monument. Like what kind of message was behind this song when you wrote it and when you execute it?
Actually, Monument is a really complex meaning, has a really complex meaning. And I find it very complicated to explain lyrics. Because I do think that it's like a poem. Like you won't ask a poet to explain his poem. It's
sorry.
It's okay that you ask. It's just hard to answer, because I think people who really want to understand, they can read it and they can think about it and they can feel what they think about it. I don't want to tell people,
of course,
what to feel about the lyrics.
I think that do you want it to tell a story with it? Was this a story that you want to tell when you wrote Monuments? And the other song I wanted to ask you about is Lovely Genders and Invisible Bridge.
I mean, it's always a mixture of a story, but then also it always has social aspects and political aspects. And I think in Lovely Genders, it's that's the most clear message. I mean, I think this song is very easy to understand and to read, because it's a political topic. And I kind of make a joke about these, that we try to divide genders, and I'm totally against the binary system, because it's not true. It's not existing.
Praise the Lord.
It's true. So that's why I say lovely genders come together, fuck the fear. I think that's a really clear message. And then in other situations, in other songs, it more comes from a personal story that I won't tell here.
Okay.
But then I think there are always also messages that belong to everyone, because we all have to do with relationships and stuff that we experience in society and so on.
And you are you're from Berlin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how much Berlin has influenced your songwriting and your music composing?
Probably a lot. But I have to say, I used to live in Dresden for 8 years. And I started Kid Be Kid when I was living there. But I think then when I moved back and produced my new EP, Lovely Genders, it probably had an influence that I was living in Berlin then, because it's just more urban and so many things happening there. And that's also more now hearable in my music, I think, because there are way more layers now in the new EP compared to the old album.
Okay.
And also I felt kind of more freedom when I was back in Berlin, because it's more like people don't recognize you on the street. It was not that I was like the biggest star in Dresden, but it's a smaller town and people recognize you on the street. Like you can't go out without saying hello to 5 to 10 people, you know, if you're living there for a while.
Yes,
and this can be really nice, but at some point it can be also annoying, because sometimes you want to be for yourself and you don't want to go out and talk to anybody, you know? So yeah, I think also Berlin was something that gave me the freedom to, okay, what's next step? What's the next production?
Yeah, I mean, like it always, and also like when you know that you're gonna meet people that you know, and then maybe before you go out, you have maybe to dress up in a certain way, or to let them see you in a like cleaner way. Otherwise, they're gonna get a wrong picture of you. I gave up all of that. Like I have people that I know and people that meet me on the street. You can meet me full glam, makeup and stuff, or you can meet me like with no makeup, with big dark circle. I don't care. Like if my mood is that one, what you see is what you get. I don't care. Like and what is in plan for you in the next future, let's say?
Yeah, I mean, these times are changing all plans. Like every month I change the plans. So I was supposed to play in so many festivals and countries, and then now I thought, okay, maybe I will play more in Germany for the next month, and that's also cool, kind of. Maybe we have to do it in this way. But now also everything is canceled, so I have to see what I do now. But of course, the main aim is now, I mean, what all of us artists now have to do is to make a new production. But I have to tell you, it's like, okay, make a new production now. Yeah, I mean, I love to write and to produce and everything. But, and I do, and I, you know, but it's really hard to write and to produce new stuff if you don't experience anything. I mean, I can, what I do is I try to go out a lot, like in a forest, and that's really good. But I don't, you know, I don't see many people. I don't experience.
Well, usually like this period can be very like inspirational. Like where you at the beginning of the pandemic, when you are stuck in a lockdown for the first time, then you can write a lot, because then you can rest a little bit. You're getting out of the routine of being out every day and you're stuck at home. Like either you want it or not.
For me, it was not like that. I know that for many artists, it was like that because they had time to write. But for me, it's different. If I experience something, I have something that I can write about, and I come back and I'm like, okay, bop, 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 and that's the song. But if I'm stuck at home, you know, I can rehearse, you know, I can practice and everything. But to write a song, I need inspiration for it. You know, it's not that I need to be in my room to have inspiration. You know.
And what helps you? What inspires you when you write a song? Like it can be is either some social stuff, or it can be like watching some nature, some events happening. What usually,
usually if I travel somewhere, which is mostly to gigs, and then I'm on my way back, and I grab everything with me that I just saw there and heard, and you know, and then I put some music on my ears, and I'm in the train for hours, and then I write lyrics, you know, and the lyrics are the most difficult thing to me to write. Like I always have ideas for chords, I always have an idea for a bass line or a rhythmical idea, that's no problem. But the lyrics, like what do you want to talk about? I mean, do you want me to write a Corona album? No.
Oh my gosh, I never even thought about that, because that would be too negative. Something happened? Yes.
Oh. Since when?
No, just like happened right now. I just saw it on the screen. That's why, like. But we're gonna have like a couple of minutes, and okay, there it is. Bye-bye. Yes, we are back.
Hey, we're back.
Great.
Great.
And there were a last thing that I want to ask. I have 20 million questions that I want to ask you actually, but we are the time is up. Where can everybody find you in the social media world?
Okay. Go to YouTube.
Yeah, it's camera. Let's say to the camera.
Go to YouTube, Kid Be Kid. Go to Instagram, Kid Be Kid. Facebook, yeah, you can go there. It's a bit fucked up, but yeah. And maybe people around me tell me I have to start the TikTok thing. Okay, you can, maybe something will happen there the next days.
Okay. Well, thank you for participating to the question time. We are very looking forward to hear your new songs and watching new video of you, and wish you the best of luck.
You too. Thank you for the interview.
You're welcome.